Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, don't mind the background for now. This isn't the official setup, but as of right now, I'm just kind of recording by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Opinions podcast. It is me, your host, Elias Montez. But you guys already know that we've been doing this for like 2 years now. Going on 3. By the end of this summer, we'll be going on 3 years of the podcast. Let's go. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. A lot of things coming to change before we even get to any of our topics today. But let's address like the big elephant in the room right now. Where's Alex been the last 2 weeks? It's not because of work scheduling. Right now, Alex is going to be taking leave of the podcast for a while. Alex has been going through some stuff. I'm not going to go into it. I just hope you're doing okay, buddy. And, open arms is welcome when you come back, and we'll have an even better show than we had before. I guarantee it. So that's kind of the bigger news that's coming regarding the podcast. So it'll just be like old times. It'll just be you and me, a potential guest every other week or so. I'm not entirely sure yet, but for now, it's just going to be me going for the next couple of weeks. I do have a couple guests lined up, but as of right now, it's just me. It's your boy. We're going to have some fun time. Other things, we do have another special announcement going later on to the show, but let's just actually talk into it. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. I've had an okay week. Just working and getting exploited for little to no money, but I'm having fun doing it. So what can I really complain? Another thing, I was at work the other day, right? I was just like minding my own business. No, actually, never mind. I don't want to tell that story. I actually want to tell about what happened today. I'm breaking the fourth wall. It is Thursday, February 9th. The day before release, typical me. And I'm walking, right? I went to the laundromat, did some laundry today, and then all of a sudden I'm walking to this our store that's right by the laundromat. I just see this weird dude, this guy just get thrown out of the Goodwill. I like going to Goodwill. I wasn't gonna go to Goodwill today, but I just seen this random dude just get thrown out of Goodwill by one of the employees. And then the guy proceeds to fight the other employee, and the employee was just straight, just mopping the floor with this guy. And then I figured out what happened. I asked the employee because those are my people. I was like, yo, what happened? He's like, this dude was trying to steal. And then I threw him out, and what happened? And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then why did he swing at you? He's like, dude, I don't care, but he gave me the right to fight him. I was like, all right, cool for you. And then next thing you know, I kind of realized something. I'm like, it was a t-shirt. Those t-shirts are like $3-4 a t-shirt. So you mean to tell me this guy that tried to steal got his ass whooped over a $3 t-shirt? I'd understand if it was like a Supreme t-shirt or like a very expensive vintage t-shirt, but it's a $3 t-shirt. And the dude looked homeless. He dressed like a homeless guy. I don't know what these kids are looking at right now. I could have honestly told from, I couldn't tell from both, but that's kind of the only thing that's kind of interesting that happened. Other than that, I got my clothes done. I went on home. Told my mom. My mom was laughing. Got a scratch ticket, won $10. And I spent that $10 very fucking fast. But a lot of things we got to talk. Not a lot of things we got to talk about. There's some things I do want to talk about. But big news regarding podcasts moving forward. We have a lot of announcements. First one, all video podcasts from now on will be on Spotify now. We have YouTube now, Spotify. There's no reason you can't watch us. So that'll full-length episodes. No clips, no nothing. Legitimately, all full episodes. This full episode is going to be on Spotify as soon as Friday morning. More things too. We want to get you guys more engaged with the podcast. So with that saying, we want you guys to we want to hear your voices heard. We want to hear a lot of other stuff going on. So we do now have a link for voice messages. We don't have any voice messages this week. I just started promoting it a couple days ago. So with voice messages, every episode, if we have a certain amount, we would love to, I would love to go through them and see what you guys want. It could be opinions about everything. You just ask me what my opinion is on whatever it is, and I'll try my best to answer it as fast and as best as possible. So that's another big news regarding the podcast. So voice messages, really, really going to try to push those out because we only want to be more engageful. But on to actual stuff that's been going on, like anime. I haven't been watching a lot of anime lately. I've been watching certain things, and I did talk about it on my TikTok that I bought like 3 animes on Xbox, and Xbox goes crazy on their deals. It's kind of cool how like Xbox kind of just get like helps you. It kind of just tells you thank you for being like a loyal fan. I have had Xbox, and I transitioned to Xbox like in 2010, and I haven't looked back. I like Xbox. I like what they do, especially with the Game Pass and all that. Like I can pick. I have a plethora of games I can play for free that I've never played before, and they're good titles. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. And so I got a coupon for 80% off on movies and TV. And I was like, you know what? Let's go see what the anime section is. I can clearly go watch animes anywhere else if I really want to, but something about paying for something, it just gives you more motivated to either do it or like, I don't know. I feel like with that, it's just like I could go on a website and watch the anime that I'm watching, but I wouldn't feel, I feel like an unbiased take on it. I don't know. I'd have like a biased take, like, oh, I didn't really do much. With these ones, I'm like, hey, I bought it. Let's see if this is worth the $30 for the season. And they were super inexpensive. I bought like 3 seasons of anime where they're like $30 a season, and I ended up getting them for like $4.99. So that was a super deal. Shout out to Xbox, sign the check. But overall, like the anime I'm watching right now is the background. Yamada's First Time, or I think it's called Bigata H Kai. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm like 4 episodes in, and I see a lot of similarities with this. For an anime that came out 10 years, they were kind of really not, I can't say pushing the boundaries, because anime has always been pushing boundaries. But for what it was in 2010, I think this is like the last era of this art style, because from like 2002 to like 10, this was like the premier art style. Like if your art style did not look anything like this, no one was really watching a lot of it. And you have shows such as like that came after it, like legitimately, like I think this came out in like the winter of that year, like the early winter of that year. Oh no, I'm sorry, it came out the springtime. It came out in April. Then that's when like the new animation started coming into place, and then that really changed the game of how it is today. So Yamada's First Time is actually a pretty decent anime from what I've gotten so far. The premise of the show is basically this: Yamada is a high school girl, and apparently for like the longest time she's been wanting to have like sex with like all these guys, and it's just really weird in a way. But at the same time, I kind of been watching this, and I'm like, did this influence My Dress Up Darling? Like obviously there's I haven't finished all of Yamada's First Time, so there is very little similarities to it. I just can't not watch it and be like, this really reminds me of like the Gojo and Marin like relationship status kind of. So, and what I'm getting to is she found this dude that's also, but the thing is, it's holding her back, right? The thing that's holding Yamada back is she's a virgin, and she's scared, to lose it. And so she finds a dude that's a virgin, and that's like her primary target. Like, I gotcha. And sure enough, it was weird, but it goes through pretty wholesome moments. I like it so far. I'm not going to do a full review on it yet till I finish it. But for my synopsis so far, it's pretty out there, but like, it's pretty decent. And then I also bought Akiba's Trip. I never watched it. I've never even heard of it. So you know what? 12 episodes. They can get that done in a day. You can get those done in like a day. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just see where it goes with where it's going for. And the other one I got was El Caso de la Bruja. I really don't remember it, but it looked pretty interesting. It's an older anime again. It's like, I think from like 20 years ago, so I really want to see like where the animation like kind of like leads up and stuff. But that's kind of what I've been watching a lot lately. I've been watching some anime. I haven't watched a lot of the new ones. I know I've been needing to watch a lot of new ones. But if you guys have any recommendations, and also you guys can also comment on these episodes now. So if you guys have anything interesting for me to watch or something, go comment down on our Spotify or our YouTube. I want animated review for you guys. So I'm super excited to see, what Yamada's First Time really goes for. So that is what it is. Akiba's Trip is very colorful. That's what caught me. It was like, very colorful, looks pretty cool. I'm like, glowing shit. I'm like, you know what? Let's just see where it goes. And then Casa de la Bruja, it just looks interesting. I really can't say anything more. It just looks interesting. But I'm watching some of these animes. It's just really weird how anime has just changed throughout the year, right? Like 90s, really good art style and animation, like early 2000s to the late 2010, like to the like 2000s. Like the 2000s was just a premier art style that was just pretty straightforward, but still a new art style. And then you have 2010 to now, which is just changing the game of art style. Like I think it's cool. I even still think the animation to this point like really holds up for it. And that just shows you how like really good animators are back. Like animators are, they can still make things super relevant. But I'm watching a lot of things. I'm watching some cartoons as of lately. I don't know what it is with like this. Like I've been playing like some video games, right? And I don't know what it is. Like I can't find the love I have for battle royales a lot anymore. And I like battle royales. I think they're competitive. I think they're fun. But I just think like when I look at stuff like Fortnite, I don't know, like Fortnite gets too bland for me. And I'm just like, you know what? Like that's cool. I love the cosmetics. I love the skins. Especially I had like a Dragon Ball Z one that just came out. I think they're collabing with Pokemon and a lot of other things down the future. I know they had another Dragon Ball Z one because they had the new Gohan and Piccolo skins, and those were pretty cool. But I don't know. I found myself like re-downloading PUBG. Like PUBG was the shit, man. Like I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If y'all are a real battle royale player, y'all remember like H1Z1. Like those were the days of gaming for me for battle royale. But I kind of found myself enjoying PUBG a lot. Like PUBG is what kind of started it for me. You know, like I remember on my birthday, I got an invite to play the PUBG beta that was going to go on Xbox. And I was like, oh, damn, like that's going to be super cool. I remember I had to pay, you get the beta. And then when you get the beta, you get a discount on how the game was actually played. So I thought it was really, really cool. And then I made a lot of my like Xbox friends on there. So that was like something that was super, super fun. And I think when you look at like a lot of that stuff, like when you go back to certain games, you kind of realize like, damn, those are really, really good games. You know, I look back at like Apex Legends right now. I do not feel the love with Apex that I do with like the other games. And I love Apex. I think out of everything, I don't even put money into Apex, but I felt myself enjoying it. But at the same time, like I feel like these devs and everybody just don't listen to the fans. Like we all want certain people nerfed or we need certain guns back, and we're just not getting it. But according to the new season, we're not even getting a new legend. So that's a little shocking to me. And they've basically revamped everybody, nerfed a lot of people, and just really kind of hunkered down on let's just try to fix what we can and see what we can do with it. Obviously with a new legend, I just think a new legend every season just kind of it gets a little too hectic because everyone wants to play that new legend. Obviously, it's the shiny new toy. But I feel like with Apex Legends, it's the same thing with like the shiny new toy thing. Once the new season comes out, everyone wants to play it, and then they realize, oh, this is the same shitty game we've been playing. So let's just go back to playing other games. I feel like Fortnite is fun to play with. It's fun to play. I feel like Apex is just getting too bland. And then PUBG, I don't know. PUBG is different. I've enjoyed playing PUBG the last couple days now. Like I just downloaded it a couple days ago, and it's weird. The gaming mechanics on it are just super weird. At the same time, like I remember I used to play this thing like as a pro player, so I have to start getting back to like my old like my layouts and all that stuff. So it's super weird to see how far PUBG has come and how far Apex has gone and how Fortnite's come. Obviously, Fortnite is the biggest one because of the popularity of it right now and just how easy it is to get into a game as to like Apex, where you have to have a lot of skill set to it. Yeah, you really can't. If there was a solo match in Apex, immediately better. Just give me a solo and I will be fine because I don't need to rely on people. And when I can't rely on anybody, I'm a little bit more better to a degree. But overall, I've been playing PUBG a lot, and it's been fine. I think it's been cool. Another thing too with PUBG, when did they get new maps? There's like a snow map. There's like a Vietnam map apparently. I like the OG map. I think the OG. I remember the days where it was just the OG map, and just cosmetic skin. Those were the days of just having very little cosmetics, just about the game. I loved it. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say about the battle royales. Fortnite, I'll put PUBG in there. I'm enjoying PUBG, and then and then Apex Legends. I just think the battle royale scene is just kind of dying out because no one can compete with anybody anymore, and it sucks. But at the same time, you really don't care. You really just don't care. If it doesn't catches the user's eyes, then it's just whatever. And I just feel like that really just sucks in gaming. I feel like there's not a lot of good games coming out as of recently. Besides Nintendo. Nintendo came out swinging this year for the Direct. But also, like, with no E3 this year, like, it kind of sucks, you know? It really, it's just a weird thing with no, like, E3. You know, like, back in the day, E3 was just everything. E3 was kind of like what Disney's doing right now, like their Disney Expo 20-something, or they're kind of just like those kind of conventions where, oh my God, this anime studio they're going to come out with the heat this year, or something like so and so. And I just feel like E3 was just the big competition against the big three, which was just Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. And now Nintendo has their own thing going on now with Nintendo Direct. And you know, it was really, really cool. A lot of things is, I can't wait for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Like, I cannot wait for that game to come out. It looked amazing. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, go watch the trailer. And I just can't wait for that. Now they're doing kind of just what everyone else has been doing, which is kind of just emulating their games. Starting today, you can, well, as of this recording, you guys can now play, like, I think 20 Game Boy, and you can play up to 10 Game Boy and Game Boy Advance titles on their new platform now, which kind of makes the subscription a little bit better, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still going to emulate. There's no reason. If it was like, if I see their yearly subscription and it's just like, you know what, $70 for a year doesn't seem that bad, I might buy it. And it's kind of coming to now, because you now have Super Nintendo, 64. I don't believe they have Wii titles on there yet. I can be clearly, excuse me. Oh my God, unprofessional yawning. I don't know. I think like there's things to improve with Nintendo, but at the same time, it's just, I'm happy for what they're doing. I can't wait to pre-order Breath of the Wild. I think I might just buy that for my brother just so I can play it. We both love playing the game. I know he loves playing the game, and you know, that's my big thing. I really can't wait to play Breath of the Wild. I love Legend of Zelda. You know what's crazy though? I haven't played Legend of Zelda for like the longest time. Like, I've played like Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, and Ocarina of Time. I have yet to finish any of those, and I like them. And the only thing I finished was Breath of the Wild because my little brother played it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just see what goes on. And I ended up liking it. I really do want to play Legend of Zelda for the YouTube channel, but even then, like, I think I don't even want to touch that YouTube channel for a while. I just feel like it was just super sporadic. I think I want to, like, if I do end up going back and playing YouTube, like start making like gaming content on YouTube, I feel like I just want to do like one series at a time. Like, I just feel like having 3 separate series all at once just seems kind of, I don't know. Unless I had like an editor that's just editing on the fly. Like, I edit all this stuff. But, you know, I beggars can't be choosers with it. So if I come back, it'll probably be like a series at a time, maybe 2. But until then, like, I'll just enjoy it, whatever. Or I'll just enjoy video games. There's just some people that just can't play. Not can't play. They just can't be entertaining. I feel like that's kind of me. Like, when a game is unengageful and I'm just doing stuff, I feel like when I edit, like, I just cut like a bunch of things, and I don't like that. So that's why I kind of stopped doing YouTube for a minute. Like I said, I'll probably come back. I'm going back into streaming though, so that is something. You know, twitch.tv, twitch.com, twitch.tv/WYOP gaming. We've been streaming some Pokemon on there, so, you know, follow me if you want to. And I feel like with that, like with going back to like the Nintendo thing, like I didn't think Nintendo knocked it out of the park. I think it was like an 8 out of 10. There's a lot of games I didn't really care for. A lot of expansion packs, DLCs, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just got a new DLC for Yoshi's Island, so I'm super excited for that. I don't think they came out with another Pokemon game. I don't think so. But other than that, you know, I thought they did really solid. I didn't see the Xbox thing, but I do know Xbox is coming out with some couple banger games in the next couple of months. I know like Red Blood is gonna come out, and I can't wait to play that. But for what they got, the newest hottest game out right now, everyone is trying to play like the new Hogwarts Harry Potter game. I really don't care for it. I like the Harry Potter movies. Um, I'm not super invested into the series like I was like maybe like 10 years ago. But I saw it and I saw the backlash that people are getting with this. And I'm just like I see the backlash that Hogwarts has gotten. And I'm just like I understand where you guys are coming from. I mean, people that don't know, J.K. Rowling, the author and the creator of Harry Potter, they she has came out as a transphobic person. Like she has donated to people that have a transphobic like agenda and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like, not cool, but like I understand why you guys want to like boycott something like this, but at the same time, it doesn't really affect. Oh, again, yawning. I'm not tired. I just don't. I feel like with this game, it's just like, oh, who cares? The game looks fun. I want to play it, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of these people, a lot of these streamers that are doing it out of spite, because the alphabet community was just like, if you guys do this, you guys are gonna get canceled, and they're like, okay, well then, thank you for the views or whatever the case may be. Like more, like you say, like not all, like bad publicity is somehow good publicity, and I just feel like with Hogwarts, it looks interesting. Will I play it? Probably not. I'm kind of with, and just like we talked about with like how I talked with Janai, you guys should go watch that episode on YouTube. You guys should go listen to that episode and watch it and get those views up. I think I kind of agree with him with like J.K. Rowling's thing where it's not. We talked about separating the artist from the art, and there's sometimes there is a definitive case for it, and there's just some that you just really can't. And I like the Harry Potter movies. I like them a lot. But my sister's a huge Harry Potter freak. My mom got us into Harry Potter. And I'm just like, you know what? This is the thing of, yeah, I can watch it, but I'm not supporting them. Like I had these things on DVD. Like I'll flop in a DVD that I bought from the Goodwill for $2. You know, like my money directly did not go to J.K. Rowling's, and I'll still enjoy a movie. If there was just weird indications where like if I rewatch it and there's just a weird, like something weird happened where I'm like, it's a coincidence, and then like there's a lot of transphobic slurs going back to that. Like if I watch Harry Potter and then I miss like some transphobic slurs or whatever, yeah, then I'm not gonna fuck with Harry Potter. But it didn't, and I just don't care for J.K. Rowling. Like I've never bought a book, I've never bought merch, I've never done anything. And that is my thing when it comes to like separating the art from the artist, where it's just like, if I'm going to enjoy something, I'm going to enjoy it. I don't care what a lot of people think. But at the same time, I know what happens. I know what they did, or I know what they didn't do, or whatever. And that is up to me to take the information that I am given and continue to do what I'm doing. In terms of supporting them financially, like with R. Kelly, for an example. I like his music, but I don't put his music on my streams. I don't put his music. I don't stream his music. I don't do anything. I have a CDs that I bought at the thrift store. That $2. I never paid him. Same thing with like, say Chris Benoit got away with it, and he came out with like, say Chris Benoit was still alive and he got away with it. Like he came out with the new toy line or new merch. I'm not buying it because I know in my mind I'm going to be supporting a murderer, or I support someone that does not like people because of who they are, or I support a guy that's disgusting. Like I don't do that. And with Hogwarts, like I just don't care for the game. It looks cool. It looked interesting. It just wasn't for me. I'm not that deep into Harry Potter like that. But for the people that are like doing this out of spite, I mean, cool for you, I guess. Trying to be edgy. I don't know. But overall, I think Hogwarts looks interesting, I guess, again. But Sony, I really haven't, to be honest with Sony, as much as they do have a lot of, their titles are crazy, I just don't play PlayStation anymore. Again, yawning for some reason. I just don't play PlayStation a lot. And I should start getting into it. I should. There's a lot of great titles for them, and I just haven't yet. I just haven't like picked up a game where I'm like, you know what, we're gonna play this. And I think that's like with God of War Ragnarok or The Last of Us. I do want to talk about The Last of Us too. But like there's a lot of things going on like when it comes to gaming that I'm just like, I'm kind of simple with it, you know? and that goes like it's ending like the anime topics and all that stuff. Going to, a little bit down the road now, the Super Bowl is around the corner. It's 2 days away by the time this comes out, and it's cool. Congratulations to Philadelphia and congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care for either team. Am I still gonna watch it? Probably, but I'm mostly watching it for Rihanna. So that's all I gotta say for that. But and then it sucks too, man. Like no football for like months, no NFL for months. By the way, in that order, I would say. But yeah, I just don't care for the Super Bowl. It's not interesting. It's not interesting just because my team's not in there. It's just like the Eagles had a Charmin Ultra Soft schedule, and then the Patrick Mahomes Kansas City Chiefs are just in another Super Bowl, and that's cool. I don't hate towards any of these guys. Just wish the game could end in a tie if possible. But if I had to choose a winner, I'm most likely going to go with Kansas City. As of right now, even in their rebuilding stage, they are still in a Super Bowl. It has to be something. But also Rihanna. Come on, I gotta watch Rihanna. I gotta watch my girl Riri. And lastly, on sports, the UFC is upon us. The UFC 283 is going to be on Saturday. I'm not going to go through every pick. I just want to go through the co-main and main event. I saw Yair Rodriguez. I think he's going to win the interim title. I just, Mexican fighter, got to go for Mexico. And then for the main event, I'm going to go with Alexander Volkanovski. I love Australians, but I just think as of right now, if Alexander Volkanovski can have really good defense when it comes to has really good wrestle defense, I think Makhachev's going to be in a little bit of a problem. I think Alexander Volkanovski is a lot faster than him, and at the same time, it's just an interesting fight. And that's kind of it for sports. But another thing happened this week too. I was watching a lot of things. I didn't even get to watch it. To be honest, I watched the Niners lose in like the span of 2 weeks, and then other than that, I actually sat through like half of the Grammys, which is kind of weird. I never watched the Grammys. Like I just got the winners, and it's like artists that I don't even know sometimes. They're just, oh my God, bro. What am I doing with yawning? And just overall, I just think the Grammys are just kind of dumb. I've never been a big fan of the Grammys ever since like Kendrick Lamar kind of got bopped out of it, I guess. But no, I can say bopped. After Macklemore won Kendrick Lamar for Best Rap Album, you can clearly tell the Grammys fucking suck. But the Grammys and who won, Beyoncé just pretty much solidifying herself as one of the most iconic women singers of all time. Who would have thought? Some Destiny's Child and then to this. But with the album of the year, let's just go through a couple of the winners and kind of get my thoughts on it. Let's go. So, album of the year, right? There's a lot of good people that should have got this too. It was, to be honest, this was a very tight race in my opinion. A lot of great albums came out. Like, you have Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as a nomination. You have Special by Lizzo. You have Silent Days by Brandy Carly. That was a really good album too. You have Adele 30. You have Voyage by ABBA. Renaissance by Beyonce. And I'll get to her. But ultimately, Harry's House actually won it. And I'm really surprised because, and don't get me wrong, Harry's House is a phenomenal album. It's a great album. I'm just surprised to cap off Beyonce being the most Grammy won the artist to win the most Grammys ever, and she's been nominated 4 times for for album of the year, and she has still yet to get it. Like, I'm surprised Renaissance did not win it, and Renaissance to me is the only album I've ever liked from Beyonce besides her debut album. I have never liked any album in between her entire career besides her debut album and Renaissance. I loved Renaissance. Oh my God, that was a great album. That's an album to shake your ass to. But Harry Styles ended up winning it. Fair and square. I think Renaissance should have took it. But Harry's House is a really good album. Like I cannot complain with any of these albums that would have won. The only one I probably would have complained a little bit more was like Lizzo. I didn't think Special was that great of an album. For it to be nominated, of course, but I don't think it would have never won. If they would have showed us like winner and then like runner up and then like second runner up, I'm pretty sure it would have been Harry's House, Renaissance, and probably Mr. Morale and the Big Step and the Big Steppers, just because of Kendrick Lamar winning rap album of the year. Record of the year, we go with the winner, which is About Time Lizzo. Again, About Damn Time was a really good song, but Break My Soul from Beyonce. Like Beyonce should have, to be honest, this year was the year like Beyonce should have had like cleaned like all Grammy nominations. Break My Soul was a good one. Easy on Me by Adele was another good one. Woman by Doja Cat was another good. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. I feel like Bad Habit, it got the nomination because TikTok brought it to where it was. And don't get me wrong, Bad Habit's a good song, but it's annoying. It got outplayed. The Hard Part 5, as much as I liked that song, it should have never got Record of the Year. I don't even think it should have gotten nominated. But the Hard Part 5, and then you have About Time Lizzo. And then As It Was, Harry Styles. I liked As It Was. It was not my favorite song off his album. To be honest, that might be like my third or maybe fourth favorite song off of Harry's House. And Song of the Year, which is crazy. Just Like That by Bonnie Rat, like Bonnie Ray or Rat. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I don't really know who she was. She outbeat Beyonce, Lizzo, Steve Lacy. Like it's great, and like I'm not gonna go through everything, but again, I can understand because you have the Hard Part 5 and all these people like as Song of the Year, and it shows everyone that contributed to it. You know, God did, and you look at how many people went on God did. You look at how many people like did on the Hard Part 5, Break My Soul, Bad Habit. There's like multiple 5 or 6 writers, producers that are on here. But you look at Just Like That by Bonnie Ray, it's just her. She wrote everything, which is, and I can't say produced, but I don't know if she produces her own music. I just kill me if she does. I really don't listen to her music. And then, but you know, congratulations to her. Best New Artist was Samara Joy, really really great artist. Molly Tuttle should have won. There was Wet Leg should have not even been in consideration. Mooney Long, and then Omar Apollo should have definitely been like, he should have almost got it, but I can't complain. And then Best Pop Solo Performance, Easy on Me by Adele. Moscow Mule, Bad Bunny. I think Bad Bunny got robbed in the Grammys too, if I'm gonna be honest. His album should have got Album of the Year also. It was a good album. And then you have Traditional Pop Vocal Album, which you got Michael Bublé. And then you have Best Pop Vocal Album, which was Harry's House by Harry Styles that won it. And then Best Dance Electric Recording, which was Break My Soul by Beyonce. Who would have thunk? And then Renaissance won the Best Dance / Electronic Music Album, but at the same time, I'm just like, it should have just cleaned out. Beyonce should have cleaned out everything that she was nominated. It was that album, and just that album alone was probably should have cleaned out every category they got nominated, but it didn't. And that's coming from someone that does not like Beyonce a lot. And then Best Rap Album, you're gonna give it to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. Do I think this should have got it? I don't know. Never Liked You by Future should have never got it. Kid Home, Do the Kids Miss You, Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow should have never even been in consideration to get Best Rap Album. It's Almost Dry by Pusha. Again, I'm not sure. I feel like rap albums, there's a lot of better albums than the nominees. I think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was definitely a good album. I just think the other 1, 2, 3, 4 could have easily been replaced. And then you have the Best Rap Performance, which was, you know, the Heart Part 5, which was a really good song. But again, should have ever got out Record of the Year or the Song of the Year? I don't think so. So that's just kind of my thing on the Grammys. I thought it was cool. Will I be surprised a lot of these new artists come out and just make it big this year? I feel like hip hop and a lot of pop and like in general, it's getting better. It's more tolerable, I would say. I don't know. I just like it. But that's pretty much the Grammys. I enjoyed it. I like the performances they had on there. It was really, really dope. Am I in disagreement with a lot of these? Some of them. again, Beyonce for being what that album was and what she's been doing. She should have cleaned the Grammys, if I'm gonna be honest with you. And that's kind of it. And I really don't know. I know this is gonna be a short episode. I really came here unprepared, guys. But I really did like the Grammys. I thought they were really dope. I can't wait for the Oscars. Let's see what's going on there. I think the Oscars is like in next month or next 2 months, or next week. I don't know. I couldn't tell you when the Oscars is coming on, but it'll be whatever. I was watching. I'm there's a lot of stuff in the Oscars I really want to get to and really want to get, but there's one show I do want to talk about right now. Since I talk about like shows and the Oscars and all that, we're looking at what are the best shows of the year so far. I talked about it. I talked about it a couple of times on TikTok and stuff. But The Last of Us is just starting to come. It's gonna be one of the best shows this year. We're only 2 months in. This is by far one of the best shows of the year, and there's like, no, you can't complain with it. You can't do anything with it. You just can't hate on this show. You can hate on Velma, and that show just finished, and I will be getting into that next week or make a video on that. So stay tuned for that. But The Last of Us, to me, this is a show, and when you have great writers and you have people that care about the actual product and the IP, you get this as a show. I feel like with Pedro Pascal and the little girl that they chose to do Ellie, I don't know her name all too well. Genuinely just a really, really good casting. I think overall the new characters that they're bringing in that didn't belong to the show was really, really outdone. They've outdone themselves completely. I just think as of right now, what they're going with, and they just got due for a second season. So this is my prediction of how The Last of Us is going to end. I do think we're going to get The Last of Us Part 2. I think if they can do this right, I think what they should do is finish, because this is episode 5. I think we're only due 4 more episodes. I think they're going to split the first game into 2 seasons. I wouldn't be mad. I think you can split the first game into 2 seasons, and you give us the years after the first game. Give us a whole season on that, and give us a 2-parter and pretty much like a rewrite of the second game. I think this is gonna be. I think it would be amazing. You give us 5 seasons of The Last of Us. I genuinely think we are doing. You outdone yourself. And this may be like on the Game of Thrones vibe, where I never finished Game of Thrones. I never claimed. And Alex kind of brought me into it. I got bored of it. But other than that, like I'm gonna go back and watch it. I have to. But I think that The Last of Us can be that impactful of a show where it bridges the gap between the casual, like the hardcore fans and the newcomers, where the newcomers don't have to know anything, and it's still good. So I feel like with The Last of Us, it's just, what do we go from here? Because I do believe we're getting a second season from the first game. I genuinely, and I hopefully they do that. I hope they don't rush anything. I hope they just stay on course of what they're doing. Give us a part 2 next year, or even this year. We don't know. And, hopefully it's all good. But I feel like with The Last of Us, right? For the episodes that we've watched, the episodes that I've watched, I have no complaints with any single one of them. I think the first episode is by far one of the best debut episodes in a very, very long time. I think you just bring the extra 30 minutes they gave us before the actual outbreak, from the doctor explaining what like the fungus can really do if it finds a host, to Joel's daughter and her pretty much everyday life till that day, and then Joel living out the 20 years of it being in this apocalypse, and I feel like you really do bring out like characters such as Tess, who was a very short-lived character, and I feel like with Tess, you really do get to feel a lot more connected to her as a character, because she dies sometime within. This is spoilers. She does die in this game, but it's very different. And again, you like diverge from from the show to the game, Tess dies to the military. She doesn't sacrifice her. She does sacrifice herself in the game, but she doesn't die to the infected, and she doesn't kill herself by blowing up. And I just feel like what that shows is, hey, this would be a lot more impactful for the viewers if we were to do this. And I feel like they knocked it out of the park. And then you give us episode 3 with Bill and Frank, and people do complain about that. And yeah, it's a little weird having it threw me off, but at the same time, I just felt like you build a really great backstory, and you build characters that are so beloved in this video game, and you just give us you gave us more content for us to like them even more than we already did. And I felt like that is the best part about this show, is that with Joel, like in the first episode, they kind of just gave us his everyday life in Fedra. How Fedra's just another government that's taking over, and the everyday life, which sucks. And we really get to see the emotion of where Joel really goes with. And then Tess, someone that really had nothing going on for her in life, just had a disregard for everything. But then finding out what Ellie is and what she may possibly do gives her hope again, bring that spirit back, at the cost of her own life. It's really, really, it's different, I could say. And I feel like with Ellie, they've just done everything amazing just to write her as a great character. From her cursing to her interactions with Joel. And after watching the 4th episode, I just really feel like we didn't really get a lot of connection between Joel and Ellie. But this is the episode where it's just like, if you really look at it, the last couple episodes, we've technical difficulties, but I really didn't lose a lot. So let's continue talking about it. The last couple episodes, basically, we were just given very little action with Ellie with the first episode. Then we were given a little bit more, but not truly that duo, connection. 3rd episode, we were just basically, hey, we're going to do a whole really good flashback of a really great love story, and it's something that was really great. With the 4th one, it was just basically, we finally get these two together, right? What can we do with it? And sure enough, they knocked it out of the park. I think like their chemistry was fucking A1. What this show brings out the best of both of these characters, it's just really, really good. And it just shows like Joel is slowly coming back and finding Ellie to be his daughter. More to the daughter he's willing to protect this time than what happened to his daughter prior to Ellie. And I feel like that's what I really do like about this show. And this really just justifies why I'm willing to pay HBO Max everything and not Netflix. And before we get into that, folks, let's get into our very, 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 very big news. In the 2 years of being a podcast, I never would have thought I'd be getting paid with my voice. I know, save you clapping. Because today, everybody, we got our very first sponsor of the podcast. I know I never really considered Troll and Toad. I still like them as a sponsor. I really was just overworking myself with Troll and Toad, and now I have an official sponsor for the podcast that I can actually be very, very happy to tell you guys what it's about. And what is it? It's Ginger Audio. What is Ginger Audio? Ginger Audio is the revolutionizing way of sound. If you guys are a podcaster, a musician, a streamer, or a content creator just like myself, this is the software for you. Ginger Audio is simply your best friend. You can't make a video without great audio. You can't have a great podcast without great audio. You can't make a good stream without having great work, great audio, great everything. And as a musician, your voice has to be heard, because if it doesn't, no one wants to basically hear the actual sounds. So with that saying, I'm presenting you guys Ginger Audio. If you guys think how you guys like this podcast, you guys say, oh my God, this podcast is so crisp and clear, how can you do it? Well, it's through Ginger Audio. I've had Ginger Audio for about 6 months now, and I have loved every single moment of it. I really have. It's really changed the way I stream, changed the way I do this podcast, and I can't look back. As you guys can see, as you guys can hear and see, my voice sounds absolutely crispy clear, as if I was in a radio show. And this has the same it has the same edits as a radio show. I can edit on the fly with anything that I want. It's a digital soundboard up to 20 different sounds that I can use. You can use hotkeys for this. You can do whatever you want. There are two separate systems to this. What I'm using is Caster Live, and there is also the ground control. For musicians, it allows you to pitch your vocal points. And if you want to edit on the fly with this is just a digital soundboard for you. It records every single input you want. If you guys are just starting a podcast and you guys don't want to spend that much money on a soundboard, you don't want to pay the $600, well, this can be your cheaper solution, and it's just as good, if not better, than those other options. You can use all USB mics on this, and it works absolutely phenomenal. And is a digital soundboard along with a digital taping and recording. It records everything all at once, so if you want to edit a little bit more on GarageBand or wherever you edit on, this is exactly what you guys can use, and there's no timing syncing up or anything. It's all synced up, baby. There are two to this. There is ground control and there's Caster Live. I use Caster Live. I love Caster Live. And these are very affordable. You can get Caster Live for $79. And you guys can get ground control for the musicians. You can get it for $109. If you guys use our referral link in the description, you guys can also get an additional 20% off. So if you guys want to support this podcast by any way, please. And you guys are content creators by any chance, or podcasters, or streamers, or musicians, this is the thing for you guys. This is on caster.com, or if you guys want to go through their actual thing, it is gingeraudio.com/WYOP. Again, that is gingeraudio.com/WYOP. Get podcasting sooner. Get to streaming better sooner and become a better musician to be the next top artist sooner. This is basically justifying everything that I need to know about what I need to know. That makes no sense. Basically, HBO Max justifies why I'm willing to pay the $15 a month for it. Netflix just really can't do anything. If I'm being honest, The Last of Us is probably better than like 80% of their original catalog. No hate to the original catalog. It's just Netflix is just convenient, and they're making it super inconvenient for a lot of their fans. And if my brother and sister and my parents did not use Netflix, I probably wouldn't be subscribing to it. But with HBO Max and like Hulu, if Hulu had like a better system when it comes to their live, I would be paying the $60 a month and like leaving cable in the background, because Hulu is basically cable fucking the day after, and I really don't care because I still get to watch the shows. And that's pretty much it. I think like with Netflix, they're just on this downfall, and I can't say I'm sorry for that, because that's their own fault. HBO Max, I can almost forgive you for what you did to your animations. Almost. But The Last of Us is surely a good, hey, you're getting in the right direction. If you can buy like the Resident Evil franchise and not make them movies and make them really, really good adaptations to shows, make this shit $16 a month. I'll give you that shit. Other than that, I think that requires our ending outro. I think we have talked about what I wanted to talk about. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of an episode. We are back. It's just you and me. I do have guests lined up that I'm trying to get out. Again, this isn't the end of Alex. This is Alex is going through some stuff, and he's gonna take his time. And when he comes back, it's gonna be even fun. This isn't the official like setup I want to do. I'm not gonna be using my green screen all the time. I want to actually get like a studio set up very, very soon. So please look forward to that. If you guys want to follow our social media on everything, you guys can follow us on TikTok at the What's Your Opinions podcast. Podcast clips and reviews will be on there very soon, almost every single day. You guys can follow this podcast on whatever you guys theme is what you like to do. If you guys like Apple Podcasts, it's there. Make sure to give us a 5-star review and a 5-star review and a written review. If you like our episode, please download all our episodes on there. Spotify, if you guys have questions, you guys want to leave, a comment. If you like the episode, think the episode is trash, leave it there. I don't care. Download the episode, like the episode. Everything else, you guys can follow our link tree that'll be in the description. If you guys want to be heard on the podcast, link is going to be down there. If you guys want to be listened anywhere else, if you're not on that that platform, let us know and we'll get right to you. Let me know what kind of animes you guys are watching. I got a lot more anime reviews coming very, very soon. And not only that, this is gonna be fun, guys. I guarantee it. I will see you guys next week. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic week. Get those numbers up because you help your boy out, and I cannot thank you guys hard enough. Thank you to our partners with AGS. If you guys want to follow them, please follow them at AGS Grading on Instagram. I'm partnered with them. I'm going to be streaming very soon to sell you guys Pokemon cards, and you can get graded through them. AGS Grading or AGS.com to get your guys' grades going, revolutionizing the grading game. You guys want to get better streaming and better at your podcasting, get Ginger Audio, Caster Live, or Ground Control. It does not matter. Get those guys 20% off, and you guys also help me out. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.